Okay, you guys, we're going to talk about dynamic effort, lower body. I'm going to lay out a sample progression here. Again, like we've got some variety here. What I recommend as far as like lower body goes, as far as loading, okay, 65 to 85% of 1 rep max, or 40 to 60% if you're using accommodating resistance. So 6 to 8 sets of 2 to 3 every 60 to 90 seconds is a general guideline. You'll see that I kind of like don't stick to that all the way. It depends, because I feel that if you've got people that are that are new to this style of training, it's better to err on the side of caution and load too light, okay, for the dynamic effort work, and then you can always make amends to that as you go. So newbies may start out in the 40 to 60% range for any or all of the variations for upper body or lower body, okay? 8 to 12 sets of 2 to 3, okay? We obviously need to keep things balanced as far as volume goes in terms of loading and sets and reps, okay? So what I'm going to do here is lay out the lower body progression or a sample. So just as with the upper body, with the dynamic effort variations, you're going to use a 3-week rotation. So you're going to keep the same exercises for 3 weeks. After that 3 weeks, you're going to shift over to new variations and then cycle those for 3 weeks, okay? So you're going to do a variation for both a squat and a pull or a deadlift. So what I've got here, week 1, we have a wide stance box squat, okay? You've got different height possibilities on your box squat. So that's more variety that's induced there, but going with a wider stance is changing things up as well. So wide stance box squat, we got 8 sets of 3 at 60% done every minute on the minute. For the deadlift, we're just going to do a speed pull in the sumo stance for 10 sets of 2 at 70% every minute on the minute, okay? Week 2, we go 8 sets of 3 at 65% for the wide box squat. For the sumo, we got 10 sets of 2 at 75%. For week 3 on the box squat, we have 6 sets of 3 at 70%. For the sumo, we have 8 sets of 2 at 80%, okay? This following week, we're going to shift to a new rotation of exercises. So we're just going to go with a speed front squat. We're going to go 5 sets of 5 at 60%. We're going to go with a banded deadlift, 8 sets of 1 at 60% done every 30 seconds, okay? Front squats, we're going to do them every 60 seconds. So week 2 of this rotation, we're going 5 sets of 5 at 65% on the front squat, done EMOM style. For the banded deadlift, we're going to go 8 sets of 1 at 65% every 30 seconds. For the third and final week of this rotation, we have a speed front squat for 5 sets of 4 at 70% every minute on the minute. And then for the banded deadlift, we have 8 sets of 1 at 70%, okay? So moving on, a new 3-week rotation, we got a safety bar squat. We're going to add chains to this bad boy, okay? 8 sets of 3 at 50%. Plus the chains done every minute on the minute. Again, if chains aren't feasible for you guys, I completely understand. I just threw this on here just to show how you can add that in. So the deadlift variation we're going to use for this 3 weeks is a banded sumo deadlift, 10 sets of 2 at 50%, done every minute on the minute with 30% tension. 30% of your 1 rep max is band tension. For week 2 of this 3-week cycle, safety bar squat, we're going 8 sets of 3 at 55% plus chains. Banded sumo, we're going 10 sets of 2 at 55% plus 30% band tension. And then for the third and final week of this rotation, safety bar, 6 sets of 3 at 60% plus chains every minute on the minute. Banded sumo is 10 sets of 2 at 60% plus that 30% band tension, okay? Elite FTS are the bands that I recommend because they're consistent. They're made very well. Like, they're made in layers. So if a band starts to fray or deteriorate, it's not just going to snap. Like, if you buy cheap bands off Amazon, that shit is going to just, like, tear up. So with the Elite FTS bands, like, when a band starts to deteriorate, it'll start peeling away from itself. So they're a lot that are made, okay? You get what you pay for. But also, too, the loading as far as the band tension is concerned is consistent with their bands. When you order other random bands or whatnot, it's anyone's guess as far as like the poundages that the tension is equivalent to, I guess you could say. So with Elite FTS, there's a chart. You know exactly what you're getting. That's my little plug. I don't make commission from them, but I believe in them. So there you go. So, okay. Final 3-week rotation for this dynamic effort lower body sequence. We're going to go with a wide stance box squat like we did in the first 3-week rotation. 8 sets of 3 at 60% every minute on the minute. So I just plugged this dude back in down here, okay? For the deadlifting, for the other exercise, we're going with a power clean, okay? Power clean, 10 sets of 2 at 70%, done every minute on the minute. Wide stance box squat in week 2, 8 sets of 3 at 65%. Power clean, 10 sets of 2 at 75%. And then for the third and final week of this, wide stance box squat, 8 sets of 3 at 70%. EMOM. Power clean, we got 8 sets of 2 at 80%, okay? Also as an EMOM. So there you have it. That's a sample lower body dynamic effort progression. As you can see, there's a lot going on there. A lot of you may be going, woo, you know, it seems complicated, but when you see it all mapped out, I feel like it makes it all fit together, or it makes sense, and you can see it all fitting together, okay? So that's what's up with that.